Winter Beast came, and then it left. The last citadel of humanity in the Antarctic Center, Falcon Scott, had fallen to the chain of nightmares. The harrowing blizzard had swept through it, freezing the whole city solid and killing everyone inside. Everyone was dead, except for Sunny.
His soldiers were dead. Millions of civilians were dead.
The Devil of Antarctica. He led over 1 million people to Falcon Scott while getting third party by awakened, fallen, and even corrupted nightmare creatures.
I don't need conviction. I know what I value, and I know what I want. It might not be much, but it's enough. I am who I am, and who I am is enough.
I want strength! Overwhelming power breaks people to their knees. The strong go into every situation with an advantage, while the weak quiver in fear or stand around helplessly. The weak get looked down on. What I need now is true strength, and I am not gonna give up until I get it!
You're a short motherfucker and nobody likes you. Short!
Everybody says,
Look how fucking short that guy is. And let's stop you from forming meaningful relationships.
Dude, are you real? Dude, I think I am.
That's actually some pretty solid evidence.
Rene Descartes.
You're weak, I say. You've got to do something and fast, or he's gonna kill your men. You can't keep anyone safe, can you? Do it. Accept me as part of you. Come on, come on. I say.
Looking down from his towering height, Sunny studied the pitiful creature in front of him. The Mad Prince did not look that frightening, especially for a Titan. However, for some unknown reason, the hunched figure filled Sunny with dread. How about it, murderer? Come closer. I'll tell you a secret. You deserve that much. There was suddenly nowhere to go. The gray mist became solid, blocking all paths to retreat. And Sunny was indeed curious. Curious against his will. He was a great lover of secrets, after all.
It was a place between the past and the future, where the laws of time were twisted and broken. The entrance to the true estuary, the space that existed beyond time, containing Ariel's secrets, was hidden somewhere in the mist. Alethea had found it, but Sunny simply drifted past, being carried by the current. When the piece of flotsam reached the boundary of the source, he was expelled from it, appearing in the far reaches of the future, in the area of the Great River, corresponding to the point in time where the person whose role he took had entered the tomb of Ariel. Wait! Sunny was suddenly covered in cold sweat when he remembered a few more details about his time in the mist, in the boundary. Hadn't he been tormented by nightmares of madness, despair, and dreadful obsession there? Hadn't he screamed, waking up? No, not again. Please. Hadn't the sin of solace inexplicably become perfectly complete and real out there, in the mist? And the Great River was a loop. Sunny shuddered. A terrible premonition grasped his heart with icy claws. Sitting on the deck of the chainbreaker, he gazed at the distant river and whispered, "The six plaga are not the future versions of ourselves." Sunny closed his eyes. They are our past. They are youths from the previous revolution of the Great River.
whole nightmare takes place on this river of time, which flows until time eventually ends. Now stay with me here because this is where it gets confusing. When Sunny first enters the nightmare, he has a random memory that's called the key of the estuary. He doesn't know where this came from, and it's weaved just like how he weaves memories. Eventually he meets up with Nevis, and they find out the golden nightmare is revolving around the civilizations of the Great River. They can choose to either save it or destroy it. They eventually find out that the Great River civilizations are actively being destroyed by powers that kind of resemble their own powers. Well, it turns out that the whole crew actually has defiled versions of themselves that is rampaging, and they're on the level of them as saints. This is due to some time loop shenanigans, because this actually isn't the first time they're in the nightmare. They've actually done this thousands, if not tens of thousands of times. And the only reason that the nightmare spell hasn't ended is because the great civilizations are saved by Sunny's mad prince defiled version of himself. The only reason Sunny is actually able to save the Great Rivers and keep the nightmare going is because the Sin of Solace, which is his sword, creates an apparition of himself that kind of kept him sane in a way.
Dude, let's kill the horse. What? I'm so tired, Finn.
There was a king who ruled over a dying land. The king was valiant and wise. Refusing to embrace despair, he thought of an audacious plan, gathered his companions, and braved the endless desert to enter the tomb of Ariel, where the great river flowed endlessly from the future into the past. Thus, the valiant king became a guide who guarded his people in their nightmares. They built a city at the edge of dawn and gathered an army to vanquish that which was defiled. However, in the end, the army was destroyed, the city was lost, and the valiant king himself succumbed to madness. Consumed by wrath and resentment, he turned into a mindless beast and roamed the great river for countless years. Nothing could withstand his hunger and fury. Until one day, the mad king met a treacherous shadow.
The great beast stared at Sunny, and Sunny stared at the great beast. Sunny remained silent for a while, and suddenly a dark smile appeared on his face. Who are you to dare stare me down, beast? I am lost from light, who was born in the shadows. I am the rightful heir of death and the bastard son of fate. Wherever I go, ruin falls. If you had any sense, you would have ran as soon as you saw me.
A slip of the tongue? Certainly, certainly, if you say so. Yet, can you imagine having a relationship with someone who can rob you of your free will with a simple slip of the tongue? How do you imagine such a relationship working? What kind of perverse partnership would it be? Are you really willing to be at her mercy, always and absolutely? Gods, you are so odious, so loathsome, so pathetic.
I am sorry, but freedom is a myth. No one is free in this world.
The dragon has 3 heads. One to be a murderer who will unleash death. One to be a monarch whose crown will weigh heavy. And one to be mad whose ideas will change history.
Isn't it beautiful? This tomb of mine. Have you come to admire it? Ariel said. After a moment of silence, Weaver responded, I have not known that you've built a tomb, nor have I ever seen it. How would I know to admire it? I just happened to be here by chance. Now that I've seen it, my heart is untouched. I feel nothing. Then Weaver asked, but you seem to feel too much, demon of dread. Your face is unsightly. You are smiling. There are tears streaming from your eyes. Why? Ariel laughed. I'm not sure. He laughed and cried as he looked at the tomb, saying, I built it to bury the truth. Truth is the most hideous thing in the world, Weaver, and knowing it is a cruel torment. I mean to bury the truths that I cannot endure at the heart of this tomb, and be free of them forever. Weaver remained silent. After a while, Weaver spoke. It seems to me that you already did, and you you already are. With that, the demon of fate turned and walked away without looking back. Walking away, Weaver whispered, "You wanted to be free of the truth, so you didn't deserve it."
You say to me,
Perhaps it was simply the consequence of how hard it was to stand out when monsters like Changing Star and the Lord of Shadows were walking the world. There were Soul Reaper and the Prince of Nothing too. There were brilliant talents like Morgan, Sation, Beastmaster, Ether, Effie, and Kai, all competing in the grandeur of their feats and accomplishments. Because of them, people tended to forget that Cassie had survived the Forgotten Shore too. She had been baptized by the madness of the Kingdom of Hope too. She had fought in the Battle of the Black Skull, endured the horrors of the Nightmare Desert, and plunged into the deep dark waters of the Great River too. She was a monster too. It was just that she concealed her monstrous nature better than most, hiding it behind a pretty blindfold.
The truth is, Ichigo Kurosaki, all of the battles you fought up to now were simply a part of my plan.
Everything I've done, everything I've endured, it was all for this moment. It's so impossibly hard to break fate. No matter how fiercely you attack it, it strikes back with 10 times the might. My true name, Song of the Fallen. It means that I am destined to witness the fates of others and carry the memories of them long after they are gone. To be a witness, powerless to change what I see. Well, I refuse. I don't want a fate like that, at all. It is impossible to break fate with a strike. But what about 1,000 strikes? 10,000 strikes? If each one of them damages its tapestry a little bit, misaligns its strings by a tiny fraction, obstructs its flow by a minuscule amount, then, put together, they can tear fate apart.
Cassie had seen the future, a fate set in stone, an ending she refused to accept. From the moment she stepped onto the Forgotten Shore, she had been silently weaving a plan, manipulating events from the shadows. She knew Sunny was the key. Every challenge he faced, every weapon he acquired, the sin of solace, the mirror of truth, had all been part of her design. She had guided him without his knowledge, shaping him into a force capable of breaking fate itself. But the truth was devastating. In the depths of the estuary, Cassie revealed everything. She had used Sunny, pushed him down a path he never chose, all to create a weapon against destiny. It wasn't betrayal, it was necessity. Yet, as Sunny stood before her, realization dawning in his eyes, she knew he might never forgive her.